In 2014, I was an intern with NGO CSW, and I was helping the executive board plan for this very event, so it feels very full circle to be here today. And to be in the same room as so many strong and inspiring men and women is an absolute honor, so thank you for this opportunity. I really appreciate it. I like to share stories, so if you don't mind, I'd like to share a bit of mine with you. It's interesting to have been asked to speak about empowering women and children today, because up until maybe a couple of years ago, I really didn't even know how to empower myself. From a young age, I struggled with depression and anxiety and this overwhelming sentiment, though untrue, that I was unworthy and that I wasn't worth anything. And ironically, when I got to college, my focus was women and children's rights. Every day I sat in class after class and learned as much as I possibly could about the disparities that affected women and children on a daily basis around the world. And I would absorb from my professors and create in my own mind different solutions and strategies to all of the problems that were affecting women and children. But I felt like a hypocrite. Here I was planning for a career in empowering others, and yet I didn't even know how to empower myself. My beautiful and incredible mother, who is my hero and the most amazing woman I know, has always tried to galvanize me in her own maternal way. She was always frank, however, in reminding me that the one person who could truly and honestly empower me was myself. It took me a little while, but I finally learned how to rely on the one outlet that would help me transform with minimum capital and maximum impact: my practice of heartfulness meditation. My solution became to connect with my heart, the essence of myself, and really learn how to appreciate the individual I had become. Through a daily heart-based meditation practice, what I would do was start to look at myself objectively and see the person I had become, try to create the person that I wanted to be, and from that really learn how to appreciate myself. And that, I realized, was true self-empowerment. And with the capability to create self-love, I was finally able to create genuine love and empathy for others. Hatred, jealousy, intolerance, prejudice, selfishness, all of those emotions almost always come from a place of fear and insecurity. But when we connect with ourselves and we start becoming grounded within our hearts, we're able to remove that ego and create humility. Love becomes the predominant and most important emotion that is employed in every relationship and in every situation. I think we have a responsibility to ourselves to not only take care of and empower ourselves, but to take care of and empower others, our neighbors, our friends, our families, our brothers and sisters. That's what heartfulness meditation has helped me do. Through a daily connection with myself and with my heart, I am better able to connect with the individual that I am, and I am able to use that grounded energy in order to help to empower others. The unevenness in human treatment, however, is a perennial issue. In the process of integrating human development, the trend has been to pick up subsegments and emphasize the development of those subgroups while neglecting the needs of others. This seems to be the case with women's rights. Even to this day, women are struggling to fight for the rights that should be inherently theirs. We fight for equal pay, we fight for the right to our bodies, we fight for education, for safety, and for security. We fight to have our minds and our voices and our hearts heard in government, and in schools, and in the workplace, and even in our own homes. And we fight every day to eliminate the intolerance and bigotry and aspersions that are cast upon us on a daily basis, even in 2017. The standard was set for women by a demographic that really has no idea what it feels like to be a woman, and we spend nearly every day trying to break nearly every single glass ceiling. And in our world these days, it seems that people very rarely employ empathy as a mandatory factor in their lives. Every day when we turn on the news, we see news about political and religious divisions, about violence and discrimination against people based on their backgrounds and their color and their race, against individuals because of their gender or because of who they love. Strangers cast aspersions upon one another and insult one another on social media. Coworkers fight and bicker because of differing perspectives. And families argue over everything and nothing, creating divisions in units that should be sticking together in a time when camaraderie doesn't seem to be a popular concept. Human development is continuous work, not one that quickly reaches a pinnacle of success and can be wrapped up with a swift pat on the back for its leaders. In a steadfast attempt to secure equality in related fields, society has, perhaps unintentionally, created an environment of us versus them, and we versus I, or you versus I. To sustain equality, self-empowerment must coincide with the empowerment of others. When I am taking care of my family, it is not at the cost of my neighbor. And when I am taking care of men, it is not at the cost of women and children. What society often forgets is that women and children's rights, and all rights for that matter, are human rights. And what should exist in the work to create and sustain human equality is universal camaraderie. That is the vision of the Heartfulness Institute, a non-governmental organization active in 130 countries. The Heartfulness Institute applies a bottom-up, global grassroots approach to universal camaraderie, with nearly 50,000 volunteers and 8,000 meditation trainers all around the world. It hosts a renaissance of ideas geared toward helping individuals cultivate and strengthen within the relationship within, and use that energy to push forward on the path toward global unity and peace. It holds youth empowerment programs in Kenya, teacher training programs in Ecuador, farming programs in Cameroon. Here in the United States, it hosts the Heartfulness CME Conference, an event in which speakers working in the medical field share their perspectives and discoveries using heartfulness meditation. The Heartfulness Institute is home to the Brighter Minds program, an educational initiative purported to equip every child with tools and methods to enhance cognitive functioning for achieving personal excellence and to instill confidence in those children. And it hosts monthly global webinars, including the Genuine Loving Outstanding Women webinar, or GLOW, with a goal to connect women around the globe and build a community of peace and equality through the common ground of motherhood. The goals of the Heartfulness Institute align with many of the Sustainable Development Goals. Goal 3, good health and well-being through an education on a variety of breathing techniques and energies for self-healing through integrated medicine and telemedicine. Goal 6 and Goal 7, clean water and sanitation and affordable and clean energy through installation of solar energy mechanisms and recycling plants in regions around the globe. And Goal 16 and 17, peace, justice, and strong institutions and partnerships for the goal, through an overall commitment to empower individuals around the globe and to collaborate with other organizations in order to move forward in the steadfast attempt to create universal camaraderie. Now, more than ever, it is imperative that we come together. Only when we learn how to empower ourselves in the right way can we truly use that correct energy to empower others. And when that empowerment, self or other, is done with a heartful intention, only then will we be able to create equality, not just for women and children, but for everyone around the world. The Heartfulness Institute is ever ready and eager to partner with NGOs, schools, governments, organizations, and communities around the world to work toward this path of human integration. Thank you.